troubled world,
Is anybody out there searching real life? Is anybody
seeking, searching, trying to find solace for your troubled mind? The one thing that will set you free is your authenticity.
I gotta live my life in a way that brings joy to my spirit, celebrates who I am, explores my divinity. Being true to myself helps me peel back the layers to reveal my true identity and unfold my authenticity. I live my life with no regard for the norm. Don't yield to the hype or the quiet storm. Divinely guided, living from the inside out. If you compromise my soul, I got to do without it. I'm in the world with something real to do, and I'm nothing if I can't be true. The only path for me is one of liberty, true justice and authenticity. I gotta live my life in a way that brings joy to my spirit, celebrates who I am, explores my divinity. Being true to myself helps me peel back the layers to reveal my true identity and unfold my authenticity. Significant others granted me a never do well, but I determined not to let another send me to hell. So I rose up before I froze up, though raising my head caused some to say I had my nose up. I did it my way, the do or die way. Was never ever afraid to hit the highway. Holding on too long was not a problem for me because the goal in my soul. I gotta live my life in a way that brings joy to my spirit, celebrates who I am, explores my divinity. Being true to myself helps me peel back the layers to reveal my true identity.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. I welcome you to today. It's day 5. It's our last day together. I have thoroughly enjoyed our journey and our time together, and I hope you have too. I've heard such great comments from you, great feedback, and I'm really excited about having day 5. So I would like you to start the day by writing in the chat box, and some of you actually please sharing. What's been your biggest takeaway this week? What's been the biggest takeaway? What has impacted you most? What will you remember most? What has maybe changed you a little bit? And I would appreciate if some of you would share and raise your hand and say something to us, talk to us. What has been most impactful for you this week? Some of you, I'm looking at your faces. I've come to know you. You've been here every day, most of you, many of you. Agatha, being open to the abundance of the universe. Thank you, Agatha. Yes, there is great abundance in the universe. Then we have sunshine here in Peterborough. Great. Sounds like you're down in the sunshine area of the world. Me too. I'm looking at sun out in my window out here in LA area. What's been your biggest takeaway? What has meant the most to you? What has impacted you most this week? How has your authentic voice been changed? All right, Rico, please share.
My takeaway is I experienced more joy, love, and understanding about our collective inner beings and our inner voice.
That's powerful. Thank you. It's powerful. Thank you for sharing that. And you're true, the collectiveness is really where the power lies. We all have more power than we realize. And we bring it together collectively. It's really something. I have a phrase I used to use years ago that says, if the people will lead, leaders will follow. So we have the power. If we just lead, we'll make a difference. All right, Agatha, we wish you well. We'll be sending good energy your way. She has a bad migraine today. Gibberish was fun. But then the inner child come out to play. And that's what happens. We don't let the inner child come out that much. We tuck them away. You gotta work, you gotta be serious. You gotta take it seriously. You should. And then we get so far away from who we are and who we should be being. I need to get connected with my inner child more often. Yes. It does make a difference. Seem more synchronized. I love that. That's part of the objective, is to synchronize and allow the synchronicities to happen and to integrate you and pull you together. So today I decided to do the background of my
Donna,
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Another hand. Jennifer, please. Unmute yourself.
Hi, everyone. For me, the most that was more, let me say, stay with me is learn to communicate with my inner voice. I always thought it was something that would be hard or challenging, or it's something that's so far from myself. But now I realize that it is right here within me, and I have to do it more often, so it can be it can recognize when I talk to it to give me an answer.
Yes.
Because I think I'm more ego based, so communicating with my inner voice would be more authentic to me, and I think I won't feel would feel less anxious.
Well, congratulations, Jennifer. I'm proud of you and very happy for you. I know that's, and it really is, it is easy, really, once you know how to make that connection. And it stays with you. And the more you do it, the more practice you get and the better you get at it. So connecting with your inner voice is really the first step to authenticity. And what I've given you today is like, go ahead, Jennifer.
It gives you a feeling of trust, because you learn to trust yourself. I'm just at the beginning, but I'm looking forward to do that more often, so that it could be something of mine, like a second nature.
That's the objective, make it a second nature. Absolutely, absolutely. Taking words out of my playbook. I love it. I love it. Yes. Anyone else like to share some comments, some feedback?
you have a few more in chat.
Oh, thank you. Peggy says we can remain authentic in the face of those who wish us harm. Yeah, we experienced that yesterday. And staying authentic in there, because you got stuff coming at you all the time. That's life. And if you're going to be in the business world, particularly, they come at you, I think, a little bit more. I've never really been in it in the corporate world, at least, in the same way where they say you can't make any mistakes and you have to do it their way. And I would be psychologically unfit to work in corporate, I think. So I don't think they would take me too much. Let's see, we remain authentic in the face of those who harm us, collaborate with your inner voice. Absolutely, it's a partnership and a collaboration. It's exactly what it is. Synchronicity was amazing from your side too. You can share a little more in the chat on that, Agatha, if you'd like to. And Diane says the importance of self-talk. Listen to your inner voice. It's true and real. And help us with decision-making and stop double-mindedness. And yes, that's true. The self-talk that I had you do last night as a homework, we're going to come back to that in a little bit. But it is important to really be able to hear what you say to yourself when you don't realize what you're saying to yourself, because that oftentimes dictates the sabotage that you wonder sometimes why you're doing, and the ways that things don't work, and the silly things you do. And I wonder why I do that. And it's part of your subconscious asking for some survival mechanisms, whatever might have happened in your life. As I mentioned yesterday, from a child development perspective, every negative a child gets should be counterbalanced by 5 positives to balance it out and maybe take it up a little, but that's a lot. Most of us don't get that balanced out again. So by stepping into authenticity and making the deliberate effort to be more positive with yourself, you can do it yourself. And that's where comes the change, the transformation that happens so often. So go ahead, Linda.
And Natasha also said she felt more synchronized.
More synchronized, yes, she did. Yes, she did, and it's true. That's the objective, to integrate, which is a great transition to sharing with you about my grid that's behind me. Some of you are familiar with my authenticity grid, and some of you may not have a clue what I'm talking about. But you were invited to take the authenticity assessment prior to starting this class to give you just some introduction to some of the work that I do. I'm not talking about the assessment or the scores today. but this assessment is related to the grid that you see behind me. And this is the result of my 30 years of research into human nature from personal, professional, and spiritual perspectives. And it's a very extensive program because, as a matter of fact, everything that I've shared with you this week fits in only one of those boxes. So I talked with you about the box of intuition that you see on the top corner there. The inner voice, it's the inner voice, the inside of you, and it has to do with how you think. And the key to intuition is your sixth sense and being connected to it. And so what I worked with you today in the 5-day challenge is to help you connect with your sixth sense, to help you connect with that voice that lives within you, that guides and directs you and moves you forward. And that's the dimension of intuition. And I only gave you a piece of intuition. It goes so much deeper than that. And then there's all the other 8 dimensions as well, and how they integrate and how they create synchronization in your life and make magic happen and help you understand yourself and who you are and what you're supposed to be doing in this world and who you should be around, who are the best people that would be aligned with you on your journey, and how are they made up? What's their characters? So I helped you a lot today to look at your own character and look at your style and how you talk to yourself and how you listen to yourself and how you can promote yourself. And before we leave today, I'm going to give you one more tip to help you with your self-talk so that that becomes more positive. But what I'd like to do right now is take some time and tell you about what I have to offer you. Many of you have said that you'd like to be in the community. And I even saw a comment today that said how much you like the community. It's taken years to really create the community and the synergy that we have. And several of the members of the community are on the call right now. You've met some of them, and there's some others here as well that you'll meet some of them today too. And you met some of them on the different calls that you've had. But we have a program that we call Authenticity 360. And I'm going to ask Linda to pull that up, please, and share that with everybody so that I can tell you about it and you can decide if you'd like to be part of our community. It is a year-long program that takes you through, 360 means, you've heard about 360 they do in corporate. Well, the grid, if you look at it, is like a 360. And I only gave you with one of the boxes, one of the dimensions we call it. And there's 9 dimensions there. So over the course of the year with the 360 program, we take you all the way around the grid. And you get to look at yourself in multiple perspectives. Linda, you can go ahead and share the document, please. All right, I'm sure it's coming up in a minute. So this is like I said, it's a year-long program, and it's designed to give you, take it from multiple angles. So my belief, we know that people learn in different ways. So we have one element where you are learning from the standpoint of reading. So while this is going on, look at what you're saying to yourself. What are your thoughts you're saying to yourself? What's your inner voice telling you? Is it telling you to be patient, to be comfortable? Are you feeling yourself getting anxious? Just take a look inside and just see what your inner voice and how you're managing the, there it is, thank you. So now what I'm gonna need you to do is so as I mentioned to you that it offers you the chance to do a 360, go around your life, and in the process, turn your life around. Many of you have said how impacted you were today or this week by the activities and exercises that we did. So imagine having more of them on an ongoing basis. And we only dealt, as I mentioned, with one of the boxes, one of the dimensions of authenticity. So becoming more authentic and connecting with your authentic voice, it's not an overnight activity. It takes time. People always say, just be authentic, like you can wake up in the morning and just be authentic all of a sudden. But it's a process that I've studied for 30, 40 years. So we have a strategic way to help you go deeper into yourself, learn more about yourself, and step out on the other side, far more authentic, far more courageous, with more self-confidence, and gaining your new best friend, really knowing who your new best friend is. You get to listen more carefully, interpret your life more thoughtfully, and engage with life with a lot more joy. Many of you said you felt lighter, you felt more joyful. So imagine if it just keeps getting better and better and better, and you get more and more comfortable with yourself. So if you're ready to live your life in a way that brings joy to your spirit, That's the term I got from the music that we play. I choose to live my life in a way that brings joy to my spirit. If you want to keep joy to your spirit, this is a way to do it. Authenticity 360. So again, it's a do-it-yourself, pretty much 1-year path that you can go to, or you can go directly to coaching with me. So I'm going to tell you about 360 first, and then I'm going to tell you about the coaching opportunities. So what you're going to get with 360, first of all, every Monday, this program will start on November 29th. So beginning the 29th of November, you'll get a message from me every Monday. And these will be informational messages about different aspects of authenticity, aspects of looking at the world, aspects of just to help you just think a little more deeply, give you some things to think about that maybe you haven't thought about before. But there'll be meaningful messages to take you deeper and give you a way to begin to look at yourself in new ways. You can scroll to the next one, please. Now you get a chance to take part in Authentic Life Circles. Now this is where our community gets together every single week. Every Tuesday at 5 o'clock Pacific time, we have a 1-hour call that we call Authentic Life Circles. And we call it that because life looks like the circles you see on the left side. It's never entirely round. There are all kinds of twists and turns to life. And we have to figure out how we're going to do that. With the people that I have trained, no matter what area that I've worked with as them as students, all of them have said that they love the community tremendously. Some call it their intellectual feeding for the week. Some call it their lifeguard. We had one lady in our last class who just totally turned her life around in 11 short weeks. But this program is the Authentic Life Circles takes place for a year. And it's led by Peggy Muhammad, who's on the call now, and she may say something a little bit later. But Peggy's been with me for over 10 years. Everything I've ever offered, Peggy does. She's a retired nurse and also a Reiki instructor. And she's been trained as a coach. She knows all about authenticity, the dimension. She's taught it in hospitals. She taught it in religious organizations. And she's been leading Authentic Life Circles for about 6 months now. And so she is leading that. And she will also be continuing to lead it. And the new program starts in January, but those that do sign up now will get a chance to do the ending part of this year's program to get involved and get into the community a little faster. So you can scroll down, please. On Wednesdays, you're going to get a video. It's a short video, maybe 2 minutes or so, either done by myself or done by the students that I have taught in the past. And it's just going to give you some tips about the different dimensions of authenticity and what they mean to you, to help you go deeper and deeper and help you look deeper and deeper into yourself through some guided path and some different information and feedback from others who've been there. And go down again. And then also in your package is a 45-minute coaching session. Now that's going to be done by Peggy. So Peggy is not only leading the Tuesday community of Authentic Life Circles, she's getting to know you. As you're sharing, as you shared today, you share also on the Tuesday calls. And Peggy will be watching and taking note and kind of getting a sense of what some of your needs are. And after you've been in the program at least 4 months, you get a coaching session with Peggy. So some things will have surfaced, some things you may need to work on, some things you may not be clear on, some things you may have questions that go beyond the Authentic Life Circles. The Authentic Life Circles, Peggy or a guest speaks for about 10 to 20 minutes, and then we have interaction, we have community. And by the way, for Authentic Life Circles, you have 4 different speakers every month. Peggy speaks for the first month to introduce the dimension to you. And then we have 2 guest speakers that talk about the dimension in a different way. And then I come in and talk with you the 4th week. So, and then Peggy will coach you after the 4th month to give you the continuity and help you on your path. Okay, let's go to the next slide, next one now. Now here's some bonuses that you're going to get. You're going to get the e-copy of my 10 Steps to Authenticity. This is the first book that I wrote when I finished writing my whole program. And this is a summary of the program, explains each of the dimensions. It's very inspirational. And it also includes the assessment, but from a different perspective. And in addition to that, you are going to receive, what's next? You're going to receive the expanded report. This is a report that gives you more clarity about your scores of when you took the authenticity grid, when you took the assessment. because the assessment gives you a clue for how authentic you are, and you get a score in each one of those 9 boxes. So this report will help you understand more about your score. Whatever range your score was at, it will help you to understand more deeply. And come down. And then there's also a bonus call with me. This bonus call will be a 3-hour training session that will take place on December the 10th, that's a Friday, from 9 to 12. And on that call, I'm going to take you through the grid, take your authenticity assessment scores, put them on the grid, and help you understand how to use the authenticity grid as a coaching tool. So that's a bonus call that you get when you sign up for the Authenticity 360. So I have special pricing for this package, which is regularly $12.97. And so we're offering it today for you today at only $7.97. And you can pay in full, or you can pay $150 deposit and $75 a month for 10 months. So the offer is going to expire. Well, we had originally decided it was going to expire on Sunday, but because of the, we made the mistake on the Zoom login, so we didn't get the call the other day for that. And we also made the mistake on, or not our mistake, but the challenge we had yesterday that we all have to deal with, which disrupted us a bit. So we're going to extend it actually to Tuesday, and I'm going to do that Zoom call on this Monday at 12:30. So if you have any additional questions about the program here, or about anything that I've talked about, or where you want to move forward in your life, as far as authenticity, you can join us on Monday. We'll be sending out the link for that at 12:30. That'll be a special call for an hour for anything you'd like to ask about the program or about authenticity. So again, now if this, there will be a bonus for those of you that sign up today. The bonus I'm offering, I'll be scheduling a time where I'm going to take you even deeper into the inner voice, into intuition. As I mentioned, all these 5 days, I've only given you 1 dimension of my 9 dimensions, and I haven't given you all of that. So if you sign up today on this or the other program I'm about to share with you, you will get an invitation to a bonus 1-hour call for me to take you even deeper on some understanding of intuition, which will help you to become more intuitive and help you gain more confidence and belief and trust in yourself. So scroll down again, please, Yuki. And for those that want to go deeper, I know I've talked to some of you who are on the call now, and some of you may have interest in being certified with the program. So I am certifying coaches and facilitators to teach my authenticity grid. And what that means as a coach, if you're already a certified coach in any particular area, I would interested in adding authenticity to your repertoire, your resources, and your coaching practice, which includes a whole online school of courses that you can use for your students, then we want to talk. And let me just talk about your coaching practice, what the focus is, where you're going with it, and how you might fit authenticity in it, what dimension it connects most with, what we have to offer that might be helpful for you. We'll have that conversation. And then the second thing, if you're a speaker or a trainer and you want to help us take this to corporate, we have a building relationship with a marketing organization, and we're expecting by next year to be doing a number of different activities in corporate, taking the authenticity grid. So I need to teach and certify some people to know how we deliver the authenticity grid, understand all the dimensions. And this is really for a combination speaker coach types that want to go deeper and use their speaker coaching. Maybe you're looking for a new career, maybe you want to expand what you're doing. We have a proven product here, and we are an organization that's growing rapidly. So we're like Peggy, for example, we never knew when she started years ago that she would now be in the program and working with us. Dell, who I told you about yesterday, who's with us today, I'm gonna have her say a word for you for a minute. She's gonna be working with us as a student, working with us and helping us with universities. As we're going into universities, we're working on a project to do that too. And a number of other things. Things are just kind of showing up now. You know, when you get to authenticity, when you get yourself synchronized and integrated, the law of attraction happens. You get set up so you can be ready when the law of attraction happens for you. So that's what I've been doing, because it is happening and it can happen for you too. So we can talk about that. So if you're interested in this, I'm asking you for, I want those that are serious, not those that just want a conversation with me, but those that are serious about wanting to do something with this, because I'm all about making the world a better place. And I've spent all my life creating a vehicle to make that happen. And I have done enough with it to prove that it works. And I've got enough people working with it and enough support going around. And I'm really excited for what's happening in our future. And I'm excited looking for anyone that's interested in participating with us to do that. So I'm asking you to do an investment of $197, and scroll down a little bit more, please, Yuki. And this will be added to whatever program, or giving credit for any program that you choose to take with me, whether it is the certification as a coach, as a facilitator, or if you just want some personal coaching yourself. I do personal coaching and authenticity, as well as people that want to be a professional speaker. I did have a bureau for a dozen years, and I work with that as well. So those are the things I wanted to share with you, because I know the process is amazing and you have had a chance to glance at it and see a little bit about it. Let me ask if there are any questions that you have about the program that I can share with you. And Yuki, will you put the links, please, in the chat box for people to sign up, please? Thank you. So what questions do you have, if any? So while you're waiting, I'm going to introduce you to Dell, and let you just say hi to her and meet yourself, Dell, and just say a bit about oh, I got to mute. How often? Not going to work. Come over here and do it. How authenticity? She's my guest for a couple of days. How authenticity has helped you in your journey from China to America to graduate school, to now engaged to be married, by following her voice. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Go closer, so you, and just say a little bit.
Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Dao, and I came from China. My Chinese name is Yuan Bo. And talk about how do I meet Norma? It was when I was like, well, I think I was 20 years old.
It was like 3 or 4 years ago.
4 years. Yeah. So it will be my 20 years old. And all of my life, I've been taught by the teacher, by my parents. Like for me, I will go to school. I will go to the best college. Then after college, I will find a successful job. After successful job, like teacher, lawyer, something. And then I will get married. Then I have 2 children and one of each. And from deep of my heart, I know that's not me, but I don't know how do I do it. Then after I meet Norma, Norma asked me, like, how was your talent and what's your gift? How do you use it for your life? And what's the value and your purpose? Then I realized I do have a choice and I have the power to do what I want. And then Norma inspired me, like after finish college, go to graduate school at here. And so that's how I transfer from my life in China to American here. And now it's been 4 years, and it's a wonderful, amazing connection with Norma. And about authenticity, I can use it everywhere in my life, my work, my graduate school, my personal development, even in dating and relationships. Yeah. What else I can share?
Okay. Whatever you want. We can move. Just be quick, so.
Yeah, like even now I'm getting married in December, I still won't forget who am I deeply, except as wife. I still remember who am I, and I won't forget that. Yeah.
Thank you. All right. They're saying thank you. They're doing this to say thank you to you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. And then I'm going to ask Peggy, please, if you'll unmute yourself and make a comment. So You'll meet Peggy, who's been with me 10 years, and she's the one that leads the Tuesday program. So unmute yourself, Peggy.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Peggy, and Norma is right. She's very authentic when she says I've been with her for 10 years. Maybe I didn't do something every single year, but it's been 10 years since I started my life with authenticity until now. I think I started in 2011, I believe. Yeah, 2011. And it was just after my mother died. And, I'd been taking care of her. And I said, well, now it's time for me to go ahead and get out and start doing things. And I decided to increase my network, the quality of my network. So I joined this women's organization. It was a women's business organization. And the president asked me what I wanted to do. And I said, well, I wanted to be a speaker. And so she said, good, because we're having a dinner and our first speaker that ever spoke at this dinner is coming, and her name is Norma Hollis, and you be there at 8 o'clock. Well, at that time, I happened to be on night shift, and that's something that I usually didn't do. But for that month, I was on night shift, and I think it was August or September. So I came home and I stayed up, and I was the first one to sign in. I think I got there about 8 o'clock, and I was the first one to sign in. And then she saw me, she said, well, look, there's Norma Hollis. So then I think I walked up to Norma Hollis and told her that's what I wanted to do, was to be a speaker. And so I didn't realize that I would be a speaker with such depth and authenticity. And that's what it's given me over the last 10 years. And it's even assisted me in developing my own program where I speak about health, actually eating habits and lifestyle. And I moved here to Dallas in 2015 after I retired from the Department of Defense. So I still maintain my license, but I don't think I'll ever go back into the hospital ever again. I love what I'm doing because it's the authentic me that you see when I speak about lifestyle and eating habits. I never call it nutrition because I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. So I talk about eating habits and lifestyle behaviors. And that's what I do. And that's what being with authenticity has helped me do.
Thank you, Peggy. And you see how strong Peggy's voice is now? When she first came to me, it was like, Miss Hollis, I think I want to be a speaker. I said, oh, okay. But look what she's done. She has just done, I'm so proud of her. And she has her own program. She gives her own programs on Zoom, and she's just been rolling with it. So I'm really proud of you, Peggy. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. So all of that is available for all of you. And I encourage you to jump in on one of the programs. If you're serious about going further, there is a call with me and we'll have a conversation and I'll help you steer. Now, the thing is that if I feel I can't help you, I have a wide network of people that I know and I'll point you in the right direction. So I've been in business for 20 years now. I've made a whole lot of mistakes. So I know how to help you divert the mistakes and save the money that comes with making mistakes. And I'm not afraid and not scared to share them with you. I would like to see you be successful. And so whether I can help you personally or whether I can refer you somewhere or whether just I can give you the advice in that time, I'd love to talk with you if you have an interest in going deeper, either with the one-on-one coaching, or being certified as a coach or certified as a facilitator. So if there are any other questions?
Yes, you have 2 in chat and back. Sorry about that. My computer just totally crashed.
Well, your computer is loving orange today because every time you come on, you're just loving, you're just looking orange. So you are definitely in alignment. So what are the 2 questions?
I'm thinking about being a transformational speaker. What would be the road to take in your program? And
Well,
that's from Diane Collins.
Okay, well, when it comes to being a speaker, you kind of have a couple of options. One option is to go off on your own. A lot of people want to be the next best, great, whatever. And the other option is to do it in a group environment. Now, the challenge of going on your own is that it is very costly and it is very timely. The key to being a successful speaker, whatever kind of speaker you are, is going to be your marketing. Not just your content and your topic, but how is the world knowing about you? How do you position? My biggest challenge with my work was what do I call it? And how do I explain to people easily, what it does? Because it's kind of complex. As I said to you, it's just a short piece I gave you of it. So there's a lot of ways to look at that. And now in that whole, it's easier to go with a group or at least have training in a group environment because it's a lot less costly. The challenge with a group environment is sometimes your trainers don't, well, the challenge with the whole industry, both coaching and speaking, is that there's little pieces of glue and pieces to the combination that nobody wants to tell you. And that's just hard to figure out on your own. So I would prefer a conversation with you, Diane, to talk more about what you have in place already. I have a system called Rapid Speaking Success that's based on the acronym of RAPID. So I take you down the whole process. What I found when I had my bureau is that what speakers do so often, and coaches as well, they start marketing themselves before they're really clear on what their message is and who they are. So there's a process you have to do it. When you start marketing before you're clear on what your message, you're wasting money. Because whatever your platform is should be something that represents your past, your present, and the future, so that you don't have to change it. Because every time you change your message, you change your marketing. And every time you change your marketing, you pay more money. So that's what's important. I took a coach to tell me that my platform is authenticity. And when I realized it, I said, yeah, I can talk about raising authentic children from my first career with preschoolers. I can talk about authentic speakers and the career I had at the time with the Bureau. I can talk about authentic leadership, which is what I talk about now because I knew I wanted to go to corporate. So it was consistent in there. So what's the thread in your life? How are you pulling it together? And that's just one of the aspects of making sure you have all the glue and the pieces and the combination to be successful. So it requires, it's not a one-step question answer to your question. It depends on what your goals are, what you're willing to invest in time and finances, what you already know, what you already have in place, and that requires a conversation. Sorry, I couldn't answer it directly.
Okay.
Was there another? Go ahead, Linda.
Yes, Natasha wants to know, I'd like to coach authenticity someday soon. Is it possible as a standalone training?
There's two parts to the coaching certification. Part one is taking the 11-week course. The next 11-week course starts probably the end, I haven't set the exact date, end of January, 1st of February. It's an 11-week course that's taught by one of my people that I've trained. And we take you through every dimension that's on the grid behind me and help you understand the dimension. It's a group and there's a lot of conversation. You really go deep and you get a chance to talk a lot and explore and explain. Jennifer is just finished the course I just completed. And Stacy, who's coming into the room right now, completed the course. So I'm happy to have one of them give you.
You're muted. You're muted.
How did that happen?
I tried to admit Stacy and I muted you.
Oh, okay. Must be the orange.
It's a great day.
The second part of the coach certification is training you about each of the individual dimensions. So each one of these 9 dimensions has its own workbook, if you will. I call it inventory. So I teach you how to go deeper into yourself. So I need to teach you each of those workbooks and have you familiar enough so that you know how to use them in your practice. And I also want to teach you more about how we deliver the authenticity assessment as a coach. And also how your particular platform aligns with which dimension of the authenticity grid, and therefore how will you best use it. So that takes about another 2 to 3 months of more one-on-one or very small group practical work. So the first step is always, no matter what program you're going in, the 11-week program, which starts in end of January, 1st of February. So unless you're doing one-on-one private coaching with me, but if you're doing either the certifications, or if you just want to go deeper into yourself, want to be a better leader, for example, want to be able to understand a little bit about authentic leadership, that's a program we're going to be offering in corporate sometime, we hope, in 2022. So I am looking for some corporate people to come in and learn, because I'm not corporate. I'm from a nonprofit environment, but my program is for corporate. But I'm looking for corporate trained people to do that. And I'm also looking for people in other countries to begin to take this to other countries and to be like the first one there. So we're at the scaling stage and the growth stage. So we're looking for the different ways. I've spent the years to find out how we can do this. And yes, and Rico has mentioned in his group, the DEIG, that's the group I was talking about, that's doing the marketing for getting us into corporate. So, and we've been in conversation with them for several months. One of their members, Barbara Sullivan, took the training last January. And once she learned the training, and I've known her for years, but she never really understood what I did, then she exposed it to her group. I met with them in June. And so the process is growing and it's moving. And so we have about 3 projects we're talking about with his group. And I have other groups we're working with as well. So I'm rapidly looking for people that would like to be certified, because if Rico's group moves as fast as they're expecting, because they all come with a lot of companies in their back pocket. Now, that's my words, not theirs. That may work out pretty quickly. So we want to be ready with the training programs. But I know I have to train you through the 11-week program first, which starts, as I said, the end of January, 1st of February. And then I have to work with you. But I'll have some shortcuts if I need to, if they're ready for us before. I'll start it, but I can only do so much. I need a whole team that can help to work this project, because we're looking for it to be big. Rico, you want to say anything about that?
Oh, did you address that to me?
I did. Did you want to say anything about that?
Oh, yes. DEI is, everybody knows, is diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I'm with 3 other individuals that have a wealth of background, one in entrepreneurship, another one in HR, another one in arts, and I have 37 years in government, local government. We think that our team has a wealth of experience to make a difference in intercultural societies. And when we found out about authenticity, my first comment was, we can't even move forward till we become authentic. So this is an invaluable tool that will help us to make a difference in society. And we are moving at a fast clip. And hopefully we can, at some point, network with some of the people that we still see here, Norma, that's in this 5-day challenge, and it's so inviting, and I'm so excited about it.
Great. And I'm so glad you've been so consistent with us. As a matter of fact, you are our gift winner today. Not because of DEI, but because you've been the first person on the call consistently. Okay. And you have contributed consistently with your comments. It's been very helpful. So Yuki, will you tell Rico what his gift is, please?
I would love to. All right. Well, Rico, again, from our team to yours, we greatly appreciate your input and participation every day during breakouts and sharing portions. And we gladly offer you the ultimate LinkedIn profile guide. So if you could just send us your email address on the chat box, I'd be more than happy to send it right away.
Thank you. And I will send that, and I would encourage anybody else to use my email as well if they feel the need to. So I'll get that to you right away. Thank you so much, Norma.
Thank you.
Just, Yuki, mention a little bit about what it is and who it's from, please.
Oh, of course. This free gift that we have, the Ultimate LinkedIn Profile Guide, is from Dumont Owen.
It gives you an assessment of your LinkedIn page. That's the bottom line for it. So That's good enough, Yuki. So we want to make sure that we let people know that Dumont had submitted it to us, and it is an opportunity for you to get assessment of that. So any other questions? And nope, no questions. No. I wanted to ask Stacy if you wanted to say a word about your experience in the 11-week program, just for a minute. Then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about self-talk and self-response.
Sure, I will. Thank you for this.
You're not showing your picture today?
No, I can't show my picture today. Yeah, I was out and about. I'm sorry, and that's why I'm late. I had some things going on, and I wasn't able to get in a good place. So okay. I apologize about that. But the 11-week program has been amazing. I am so sad to see it end. Just like a lot of you are saying that this 5 days wasn't enough. I feel the same way about the 11-week program. We actually dive into really who we authentically are. And I personally had never even thought about it, or you think about it, but I looked at it in a different way. I didn't never use the word authenticity or being authentic. I always was just saying, I'm just going to be my genuine self. I'm going to try to be who I am. But taking Norma's course is so much deeper than just saying being my genuine self. When you think of being authentic, it's so much deeper. And we were able to dive into that. I've been able to open up. I feel free in sharing myself now. I wouldn't do that before. That's part of listening to my inner voice and feeling comfortable with it, not just the voice, but who I am and who I'm being. It's been so enlightening, such a valuable program for me. It has changed my life. It really has. And I'm looking forward to going even further with Norma. I'm very excited about that because I want even more. It keeps you wanting more and more. Just this 5 days, you can see that. You just want more and more and more. So it's been amazing. And that grid, it works. It really works. So thanks again, Norma.
You're welcome.
I'm happy to share with anyone. If anyone ever wants to reach out and talk even more about my personal journey with Norma, I'm very open to that as well.
Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate you. Jennifer, you want to say a word? I see you smiling. You want to say a couple words? I see you grinning over there. Jennifer started the class late. She jumped in she missed, I think, the first 2 weeks, but she said, I got to do it. I got to do it. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Yes, my experience is also that this program gave me also the confidence to speak, to talk, to communicate with others. Like everyone knows, I'm from a Dutch-speaking country, so my English is a bit not so fluent. But then it gave me the courage to participate in the group. And in everyday life, I see now that I'm more confident in myself. And I want to go deeper with Norma also with the program, because I think in my country, we can use this authenticity to make choices in our lives. And if we are working in organization, it gives you also the feeling to be honest, to be truthful in your communication and dealing with other people. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer's from a place called Suriname, which is in Central America somewhere. South America. Okay, I still can't get it right, but yes. Thank you, Jennifer and Stacy. So all of you, Yuki has put the links there. I encourage you to register authenticity 360.me or meetwithnorma.com if you want to have a conversation. And I'm looking forward to it. And a bonus call on Monday, you'll get an email for that. And that bonus, the extra call for the Zoom to answer any questions if I have you. Deadline date on this price is the end of the day on Tuesday, midnight Pacific time. So let me just tell you a little bit more about self-talk and self-response. You did the exercise last night. And I asked you to think, to see if you can listen in between your words. So I mentioned one of the other days about how thoughts move, and they're so fleeting. They just jump through. They jump through real fast. And you get to a certain point, I want you to get to the point that you can recognize them coming and you can kind of catch them. And sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. I know for me, sometimes I catch them, sometimes I don't. But they're the ones, the thoughts that when you catch them, you stop saying, dang, I knew I should have. Like that thought will tell you, don't do this instead. And your logic says, no, I'm going to do this, what I think is supposed to be right. But the voice is telling you, do this, go, take a right turn. And you don't do that and you get stuck in traffic. You may not understand it. Or just something that the voice tells you and you don't listen. And then the other thing is, when you don't listen, you might tell yourself, oh, that was stupid, or that was dumb, or why did I do that? Or I should have done that better. Or in other ways, just degrading yourself. Maybe listening to your mother or father and what they said to you when you were 3, 4, or 5 years old. But now you're much older and you have control over your thoughts. So when you find yourself saying something negative, what I want you to do is say, scratch that, scratch it. So your subconscious will know to scratch it. Your subconscious is listening to everything you say to yourself and it's reacting to it. And if it says you're stupid, it's going to try to help you be stupid. You don't want that, do you? Call yourself beautiful. Call yourself happy. Call yourself joyful. Call yourself the things you want to be. Change your language, shift a word or two to make it more positive. So when I first became aware of this, I was giving a presentation for 90 minutes, and I decided I was going to use this exercise during this presentation. And I tried my best to remember the things I said when I did the presentation. And I wrote them down when I got done. I had a list of 30 things and 29 of them were negative. And I was very surprised. So what I did is I took that list of negative things and I rewrote every single sentence, every single phrase, and rewrote it in a positive way. And I kept over the years changing the negative thought to positive thought, just shifting something small. And a small series of shifts, I call them tweaks, eventually you have transformed. So the message of authenticity, the message of my grid, the message of my work is for you to find something to tweak. Find a small thing in your life to tweak. Find something to do just a little bit different. Try it for 30 to 90 days. See how it works. If it works for you, continue. If it doesn't, shift it. Try something else. And keep tweaking. Don't try to make a whole major shift. That's way too hard. We've gotten too stuck in our ways as human beings and our day-to-day habits, our lives. But they're little, we can make change, we can make big changes by just a small thing at a time. A small thing at a time. I made a lot of my shifts diet-wise because I was, the women in my family die of digestive cancers. And so when my mother was diagnosed 30, 40 years ago, I changed my diet to eat what she was eating. And then 20 years later, I had my first bout of kidney stones and had surgery with it. And then I researched, so what do I do to avoid calcium oxalate stones? And what I do to avoid them is to stop eating the things I was eating to avoid cancer. So for me, eating the green leafy vegetables, eating the nuts, and eating the soy contributed to oxalates to cause the cancer. And when I made that tweak to change my diet, to remove those from my diet, that was the first year in 55 years that I did not have an ear infection, as much as I had tried not to have an ear infection. So a tweak. And so every year in January, I generally make a decision to tweak something in my diet. And my diet is so tweaked that yesterday I went to Amazon Market, and most of the things I need, they don't even have. Because I go to like Whole Foods or Sprouts because I eat specialty every year. Like I said, I tweak something because my body gets more and more. I'm dealing with a body challenge now. So I'm figuring, what do I got to tweak now to make it help? So you never know what life's going to bring you. But if you get comfortable with tweaking, with recognizing where you're shortcoming or where you're vulnerable and making a tweak in that area, then you begin to fortify your life. And that fortification also leads to more joy. So what can you tweak? One of the beauties about the authenticity grid is when people take the assessment it kind of lets them know where they need to tweak something, because the assessment really represents the energy within you. It's your energy. It's an energy grid. So what energy do you need to tweak? And then you can begin to look at tweaking that one at a time, and then your energy lifts, you feel lighter, you get to more joy points, life makes more sense. It's just a much better situation for you. So I encourage you, the first thing to tweak is tweak the things you say to yourself. Look at what you've been saying. Write down the things you hear yourself saying in between your conversations and rewrite them in a positive way. And eventually you will stop saying them. If you say something out loud or think something that's negative, just say, scratch that, erase it, let it go. And slowly but surely, you'll find yourself stepping into a level of authenticity that will surprise even you, just like Tracy, Stacy, and Jennifer, and Dell, and Peggy have done. It can happen for you too. So any last questions? It's 3 minutes left. I have thoroughly enjoyed the time with you. I hope you have too. I hope to have you in one of my classes, the Authenticity 360. Hope to see you on the Tuesday calls. I hope to have a one-on-one with you to know more about what your goals are and how I can help you to get there. So it's been quite a delight and a pleasure to be with all of you. And if any of you would like to write a testimonial, either write one or do a video one, please send it to support@normalhollis.com. It'll be much appreciated. Support@normalhollis.com. Any last questions? Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Yuki. Go ahead, Linda.
I just wanted to share what Deborah shared. She said, where is it? Well, she said it was a beautiful experience. Thank you, Norma. Thanks, Linda, and all the participants. But she also said tweaking was wonderful. And I love the idea of tweaking. Makes change sound so manageable.
Yes, it is manageable. Just don't try to do it all at once. Just
Little
at a
pieces.
time. You know, you got years to go. You got time. You don't have to change all at once.
And I looked, I put in the chat the authenticity360.me that takes you to the page that Norma went over with the offer, and it summarizes everything that you talked about.
Great, great.
And we have a lot of thank yous.
Well, thank you.
Again, if anybody wants to download the chat, just click the 3 dots and you can download the chat.
Yes. Thank you. All right, well, let's take you out with the full song. If you can play the whole song this time, Yuki, for Authenticity, I would appreciate it. Again, I thank all of you for your time and your giving of your days and learning and just watching you step into your authenticity more. I do hope to be working with you in the near future and see you in our programs. And I hope to see you
on Monday.
Monday, yes, thank you. Yes, absolutely. Bye. Music is coming if you want to hear it. It's coming.
Oh, troubled world, troubled world. Out there searching what's real? Is anybody?
Seeking, searching, trying to find solace for your troubled mind. The one thing that will set you free is your authenticity.
I gotta live my life in a way that brings joy to my spirit, celebrates who I am, explores my divinity, being true to myself, helps me peel back the layers to reveal my true identity and unfold my authenticity. I live my life with no regard for the norm, don't yield to the hype or the quiet storm, divinely guided, living from the inside out. If you compromise my soul, I got to do without it. I'm in the world with something real to do, and I'm nothing if I can't be true. The only path for me is one of liberty, true justice and authenticity. I gotta live my life in a way that brings joy to my spirit, celebrates who I am, explores my divinity, being true to myself, helps me peel back the layers to reveal my true identity and unfold my authenticity. Significant others granted me a never do well, but I determined not to let another send me to hell. So I rose up before I froze up. Though raising my head caused some to say I had my nose up. I did it my way, the do or die way. Was never ever afraid to hit the highway. Holding too long was not a problem for me because of lowering my soul. I gotta live my life in a way that brings joy to my spirit, celebrates who I am, explores my divinity. Being true to myself helps me peel back the layers to reveal my true identity. Live the life of your soul either way. If you never settle for less of even fearing your thoughts, the authenticity costs. Keep paying whatever dues are levied on your freedom. Where all the bold and the brave, we sure need 'em. A true hater, Trump supposed player, please give me some authenticity. Settle for less of even your thoughts, the authenticity costs. Keep paying whatever dues are levied on your freedom. Where all the bold and the brave, we sure need 'em. A true hater, Trump supposed player, please give me some more authenticity. Gotta bring me joy, and I gotta be true to myself, to be true. Here's what I gotta do. Your life is the only gig you got. You determined to pay whether you like it or not. So raise up and give yourself a chance, and don't overlook the blessing of your circumstance. Get the lead out or you're bound to tank, and keep your head out of places that are dark and dank. I don't have to tell you where that is, do I? Now come on.
Bye, everyone. Take care. Bye.